Oh, wow, that was fast. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Worth the Spin. I'm Jack. I'm your host today. My co-host,
Kelly.
All
Hi.
right. We have a third co-host. We'll see if he joins us or not. So, kind of a guest here today. All righty. So, we've been going over the Beatles catalog, the main catalog, the UK one. And Kelly is starting to learn that she likes a lot more than she thought she liked the Beatles.
I do.
Which is really cool.
Yes.
I'm excited to know that. I've made a bit of a bigger fan of you.
Yeah.
And that you're working on a playlist. I definitely want to know what that playlist is.
Uh-huh.
So I can share it.
We'll have a playlist reveal.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right.
So, I've been watching. We're getting quite a few views. People are watching. They're not doing a lot of comment. I know you're hoping some comments would get thrown in there, but not getting a lot of comments.
Just curious what
people,
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, what I say might be boring if you know, I get it. If you're not a musician, you're like, I don't even care about any of that.
Yeah.
Or maybe if a musician is watching your episode, they do find it interesting. I don't know, but that's okay.
That's okay too.
Yeah.
So, but I have gotten a few comments from other people. From people like privately, and like, you know, I really
said
like.
Fire her.
No.
Back.
They're like, I really like what you're doing because it's a good. What would they use? It's a good not combination, but something else. But anyway, we apparently
like,
blend together and make a good
team.
Yeah,
I like it.
There's another word.
Okay.
I forget what was used.
Okay.
But I've had a few people say, yeah, man, that's really cool. I like it.
Nice.
It's more interesting. It's only for you to bounce off of, and you guys
to have a conversation with somebody.
A good time and stuff like that. So that's all good. So that
Yay.
works out good.
All right.
So one other thing I wanted to bring up, anybody that's watching, because it's kind of breaking news sort of that's kind of happening. May 29th, so Paul has a new album coming out on the 29th.
Okay.
And so now on the 29th, 30th, and 30th, that weekend, there are going to be listening parties at several record stores all around the country. And 3 of them here in St. Louis are doing it.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can go and you can listen to the album, and they'll have a special version you can buy. It's a clear silver version of the vinyl you can buy, and it's only there for that listening party. They're going to play the whole album in the store. You can buy the album there, and if you buy it from them, then you get the special one you can't get otherwise. And then you get like a goodie bag with all this kind of stuff in it. They're not saying what all's involved in it. So there's 3 record stores in St. Louis that are going to do that. One of them's doing it on the 29th.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and go to that. That's vintage vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is Euclid over there by you. They're doing it on that Saturday at 3 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah, so I might go to that one too, just for the ambience of going to it.
Yep.
Because I like that kind of
you
stuff.
You should definitely
so
go.
Cool. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
That's neat.
So, yeah, I got Amy talked into going Friday with me, so we'll see how that works. And, but theirs is like at 6 o'clock, so I get off work. I'm just going to go up there and sit because I don't know there's going to be a line. And
well, I was going to ask you, like, do you have to have a ticket? How do you know if you're going to get in?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is they only have, you can get in. They'll take all the people that fire code will let them have in.
Right.
But they only have so many copies of this special of the special version of this, and they won't say how many.
Okay.
So I want definitely I want like to get that.
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm going to get there early.
Obviously, collect different versions.
Yes.
So anyway, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'll be there. So anybody's in the St. Louis area, I'll be there at both ones, hopefully. But yeah that's going to be
very neat.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be.
It is.
All right. So now we're up to. Well, we should be technically up to Yellow Submarine, but miscommunication by me. She hasn't listened to that one yet. But anyway, so we'll still talk about it because
I'm going to listen to it for next week.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it, just not today.
Yeah. Yellow Submarine was the 4th film that the Beatles did. So they had a contract with United Artists to do 4 films. And they did 3. And, well, they did the 2 that you know of, Hard Day's Night and Help. So their 3rd one was Let It Be. So they did do a film of that. That did come out. So the whole idea behind Let It Be, and Let It Be is a pretty expanded thing, honestly. So the whole thing behind that was Paul thought, hey, what if we just go into like a warehouse and we'll set up like a studio and we'll film us doing an album. We'll come up with a bunch of new songs, we'll do an album, and at the end of it, we'll do a concert somewhere. Because the Beatles have not performed live since 65. So they thought that we could do a concert and, just be kind of as a way for the guys to get back together and blend and become band again. Because like I said last time with the White Album, they've kind of broken apart now. Nobody's interested in being a Beatle that much anymore, and are kind of doing solo projects and whatever. And it's not fun anymore, so they kind of want to move on. So it's kind of a forced thing. And Ringo would say, we would just be sitting around happy, not doing nothing, and Paul will call and say, hey, we need to do an album. We got to stay, We got to do an album. Let's get together and do an album. So the albums would be Paul's ideals.
Okay.
And that's kind of how they do it. Yellow Submarine was, they had to finish their contract for these 4 films. So they didn't want to do another film. Let It Be was a disastrous thing. So when it came to making another one of the executives at United Artists came up with this idea. There was a Beatles cartoon that was on TV in the 60s. And it was a big hit, black and white, Beatles and the Voices. But he used their music, and it was just goofy. Beatles would do goofy things, and they would play their songs. And, kind of like the Monkey Show a little bit.
Right.
So anyway, so that was a big hit with fans. So they thought, well, why not do another animated one? Because the Beatles didn't have time to get together and film a movie and weren't that interested. So they went with another cartoon one, and what they came up with was Yellow Submarine.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that more after you hear it. But that was Yellow Submarine, and this is the only Beatles album not to go number 1.
Didn't you say it only has 4 songs?
4 new songs.
Oh.
So the second side is all instrumentals from the movie.
Okay.
And then the first side has 4 new songs, and then the rest is stuff that we've already heard.
Okay, so the only album not to go number 1.
Yep.
Do you think that's because it only had 4 new songs on it?
Yes, that's exactly why. Pretty good guess. Fans were not happy about buying what they already had, plus instrumental music they weren't interested in. So, and then they switched. So, technically, Let It Be was to be the next Beatles album. It was going to, after this, would be Let It Be, which was called Get Back. So, the idea was they would get back to their roots of being a band and playing the music they used to play, and all would be hunky-dory. That didn't work. It became a disastrous mess. So we'll talk about that one too later after you listen to it. And that's why the Super Deluxe you were listening to has all that stuff that's like from this film. And this film's like a 30-hour deal if you were to watch the whole thing. There's a cut-down version that's an hour and a half. But if you do the whole thing, which is on Disney, they have, not the whole thing, but Peter Jackson, who did Lord of the Rings, he came in and did another version of it, and it's like 6.5, 7 hours long. And it's just the bigger, more meatier parts of what went on as the Beatles playing and doing different stuff. But it gives you a better idea of where the Beatles were at that time. And I think it's really interesting. Okay. But I'm a big fan of this period of Beatles. I'm a huge fan of. Okay. So now that brings us up to Abbey Road. All right. So Abbey Road, 1969. This album is huge. Was huge. It was a huge, huge thing because the Beatles are together. After Let It Be, they shelved it and said, this isn't working out. So they just shelved the whole thing and said, I don't want nothing to do with it no more. So let's move on. Paul said, let's move on. Let's get in the studio and do a album like we used to do it. They didn't have their original producer on here, but for Abbey Road, we brought George Martin back. Okay. And let's all get together and let's sit down and see if we can be a band and make real music again. And that was the concept behind Abbey Road. Abbey Road, even though this was released before Let It Be, this is the final Beatles album ever. As far as a band and recording together. That was the last time that the Beatles would be together for this album. It was not the great day at the picnic that Paul thought it would be, hoped it would be. It was still a lot of tension and stuff going on, but they got it done. And it turned out to be one of the biggest selling albums of all time. And I think considered to have the most popular album cover of all time. Yeah. That's the most, and all it was is, And what they did was they came up with all these things, what we're going to do for this album cover, there's weird things, go to a desert, go to a mountain, or go to this, and go to all these really weird places they would go and set up just to shoot an album cover. So then finally, I think it was Paul came and said, well, let's just walk across the street. So the street is Abbey Road, and so this on the cover looks like it's a huge road, wouldn't you think? So this is a very small zebra crossing, a little more than what this room is across. Really, is all it is. The studio, Abbey Road Studios, is sitting just off from this picture.
Okay.
It would be just off right here.
Okay.
And so they just came out of there. They got permission to shut the road down for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And they set up cameras on this end and cameras on this end and shot 7 photos. And they were told, get out of the road. And that was the end of it. So they did photos going this way and going that way, different poses. And when they looked at them, at the end, this is the one that they chose to use.
Did you go there?
Yes.
Was that really cool?
It was awesome.
I bet.
It was awesome. So we're doing a tour, and you come down the street in London, and you go around, and it's like we're coming up on Abbey Road Studios and the world famous zebra crossing. And everybody want to get your pictures, but you have to be careful because traffic usually works with you, but it's a very, very busy street. Not at all like it looks on here, like maybe a car comes through or whatever. But it's like a very busy street and then all this, So we come around the corners, and I'm thinking you walk around the corners, this huge crossing and all this giant studio and all this stuff, You crawl around the corner, there's just a little bitty zebra crossing.
Wow.
And then Abbey Road Studios is off behind a gated fence, which wasn't closed and locked. And I told Amy, I think I'm going to go through there and go see a knock on the door. And she told me not to. So I was thinking about doing it.
Good call, Amy.
And, but yeah, it's just, the studio's is right there. And it's a small.
Is it just not, it's not used anymore? It's
still used today.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still an active studio.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the glory that it had back in the 60s and 70s. Pink Floyd recorded there, and a lot of other really big bands recorded. Supertramp and all that, they recorded at Abbey Road.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so it's just a small thing. It's a small little zebra crossing, and you go up and you're like, wow, it's a little, because when you never see it in person, and you're just thinking all these things, and you go around the corner, you're kind of like, that's it. But it's awesome.
Yeah.
So you get in a line, there's tons of people on both sides of the street wanting to go across. Everybody's trying to be respectful. And in England, they're very respectful people over there, very nice people. And everybody is trying to give everybody their chance to go across and get a picture.
That's neat.
You got all the traffic is stopping, you see them in there like this, And they know, what are you going to do?
This again.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You can't do nothing about it. But they're really cool. They stop. They don't honk.
That's nice.
But they do have a tolerance limit to it.
Yeah.
So you get your chance. You go.
Yeah.
You say to somebody, hey, take
no
my
lingering.
picture for me.
Yeah.
Take my picture for me.
Yeah.
Can't stop in the middle. Do waving. Go across that whole point. Walk across.
Yep.
Go across. They take your picture, and that's that.
Okay.
That's, if you want to do it again, you got to fight the other.
Yeah.
400 people or whatever trying to do it and find it, match it in. So yeah. So it's an awesome experience. It really is. It's one of the greatest experiences in my entire life to do that.
That's so cool.
It really was. So that's the cover of the album. And again, I told you this is part of the Paul's Dead thing.
Right. I remember you saying that because he's barefoot and
yeah. So it plays into that whole thing. So it's interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. So we'll let you take off.
All right. So, Come Together, I'd heard before. And I like that. I like that song. Actually, Abby had danced to it before, performed to part of that song. It was their production, and it was called Tribute. And so it was like a tribute to all these different bands.
Oh, wow.
And they used that song in it. It has some weird verse lyrics. I'm trying to... I'm trying to remember what they were. I listened to it a few weeks ago, I guess. So what's up with the lyrics?
So originally, John was paid by a politician, a local politician. It was running for something, and he had came to him and say, "Hey, would you write me a song for my campaign?" And John's like, "Yeah, what are your ideals or whatever?" And he was kind of had to warm up to it, and he's like, gave him some ideas, and John's like, well, come together. What if all the people were to come together for this politician and his ideals?
Okay.
And that's why it was called Come Together originally. But the guy had sat around in a can for a long time. It had different lyrics than what it does, and he never came and paid for it. So when he got time to do Abbey Road, John was going through some past songs. He came across
So the politician never used the song?
Right, never used it. He never paid for it, so John just kept it. And he brought it back out and put new words to it and does what he always does at this time period. He just throws in some weird little wording. And,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, to each his own.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, Jack, this could be my favorite album.
A lot of people's.
And you know, if I think about, you know, why, the reason that it might be mine might be different than the reason it is someone else's favorite album. But as I look at it, it's like, oh, I like that song. Oh, I like that song. Oh, I like that song. But I didn't love all the songs. Okay. It wasn't just like, oh, I love everything. Something, the second song on the album, very pretty song. And I had heard that one before. I just think the Beatles are very good at these slow songs with beautiful melodies. Oh, yeah. They're very talented. They're very talented with that. Maxwell's Silver Hammer is not a favorite of mine on this album, but I know it's popular. I put that I hadn't heard it before, but I sort of have. You know how you just hear some of these songs, whether it's a commercial or whether it's in a store and you're shopping. What is this song about?
So Maxwell's Silver Hammer is just kind of a song Paul came up with. Everybody hated it but Paul.
Oh, really?
It took hours and hours and days and days to get this song because of the anvil. They used it's an anvil and
to make the sound.
Yeah, Mel Evans, their roadie who worked with him for everything, would sit there, and when it was his cue, he'd go jing jing.
Hey.
Jing jing.
Yeah.
This anvil.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I recorded my very first album. I was in college in Indiana, drove to Chicago to record this album, and it was over spring break. We had 1 week. We didn't have a lot of time. And the sound engineer, there was one of the songs, he heard a triangle. He wanted me to hit a triangle. The number of takes it took for me to hit that triangle at the right time. That's hard. It is, because you're like this, you know, and if you're just a second too soon, or you know, you're holding the triangle, and I mean, is that kind of what it was like? Did it take a long time?
Paul, everybody was kind of happy. Everybody was kind of happy with it. You just, you know, you like that part of music, da da da, gene gene.
Yeah.
And everybody's pretty happy with it. Paul wasn't. That's insane.
So he was just being really particular about that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And so they're sitting there for hours doing this song, and it's G G.
Yeah.
G G. Can we just get this bloody song over with? This, you know. So the Beatles do not like that song, except for Paul, because of the amount of times it took to do it. Yeah. I
get it. I've been in the recording studio a number of times, and you can just drive yourself nuts over sometimes the smallest thing or the smallest detail. If you let yourself, you can go crazy. So it wasn't my favorite either. So I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. Oh Darling is just this wonderful song. Everybody loves this song, is my assumption. I've known of this song. I was telling you that you know, my daughter's dance company does a dance to this, and it's beautiful. I'd like for you to see it. It's not. It's a cover though, so it's not the Beatles. So you're upset about that. But
a lot of covers.
It's a really beautiful dance. I noticed the eighth note theme in this. So if you listen to it, I'm trying to think if it's guitar or piano, but something is doing eighth notes. Oh, darling.
I'm not sure what that is.
The whole time, pretty much. Not good or bad. It's just something that I noticed. It's one of my quirky little. That's what I hear when I listen to it. Nothing bad at all. It's almost just like a metronome. You know, it's keeping the time. Not that the Beatles need it. They chose to have it in there just for musical reasons. They liked it. So that's a wonderful song. Octopus's Garden, I just put why? Like, why?
You don't like that one either? You don't like water songs? You don't
it's
like
not, I know. So, like, why don't I like it? Some of these songs are too quirky for me. They're too out there. And I'm just being honest.
No, it's fine. It's all good.
Tell me about this song.
So, Octopus's Garden was a Ringo song. And that started as far back as the Let It Be sessions. And Ringo took a vacation, went out on a boat, and the captain was telling them, they were at one point in the ocean, I forget where they were, but he was telling them that they're over in Octopus's Garden. And Ringo's like, an Octopus's Garden? He's like, this is where the octopus all come to.
Sorry, that's our third co-host.
he's got his opinions this time. Copeland, come here, buddy. he's got his opinions of the song.
I guess he doesn't like it.
I guess not either. So he's like,
do you want me to go get him?
Yeah, all right.
Oh my God.
So, hey,
come
Copeland,
here.
come here. As long as she's not talking to one of our ghosts.
Come here.
There you go, buddy.
Okay.
So anyway, he was telling Ringo about this octopus's garden. This octopus come to lay their eggs and all these down there and stuff like that. So during this trip, he just kind of got this in his head, octopus's garden, and he started on this little song, but he only had a few sentences to it and a tad bit of music. So he brought it back with him and he played it to George and said, "Hey, what do you think of this? It's called Octopus's Garden." And George gave him some guitar parts and stuff and said, "I like it. Here's some stuff to add to it and make it flow a little better. You got to work on the lyrics though." And Ringo slowly worked on the lyrics and he just kind of pushed it back and let it go. But then when we came to Abbey Road, he dug it out again and worked on it a little bit and showed it to Paul and John, and they helped him out a little.
So they liked it?
So he flushed it out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
That's the history of that. There's not a whole lot of backstory on a lot of these songs on this album. There's a lot of this is just kind of stuff that bled over from the Let It Be sessions because they were before this. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of finishing it up, and at this point, everybody is, but Paul is pretty much like, they're just kind of done. So
Paul was the one trying to keep it together?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had made, so there's a documentary on Amazon right now called Man on the Run of Paul, and it's about his life from the time he left the Beatles through the Wings period. And it's a really great documentary. And Paul said, I just didn't know what to do. I got out of high school, I joined the Beatles, and that was my life.
Yeah.
And now the Beatles broke up, and I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
I was
and no identity.
lost. Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. So, so his whole thing was to try to keep, he wanted the band to stay together. He thought they could, but they couldn't. There was just too much.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
I Want You. I love this song.
It's a great song.
I love, love, love this song so much. This is definitely going to be on the playlist. I really like the guitar doubling in the melody. So does that make sense to you, or is
oh yeah.
I like that. Is this two different songs? Do you?
One.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was like they took kind of two different songs and melded them.
They were good about that, yeah, but not this in particular time.
Okay.
This was a song John wrote, and it was mainly about Yoko, and it's a 60s slang. You're so heavy, I like you a lot. You're really,
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's so much going on in this song. I mean, and then when it goes from, speaking of heavy and lighter, it goes from a kind of a lighter feel to and you're back to mixed meter again, but you go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, bum, 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 2, 3, 4, dum, dum, dum. Yes, exactly, right? So it's got that swing feel to it, but then it goes back to, I want you. Da, 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 da. I'm not singing all the notes correctly, but, I think listening to this for the first time, I loved how pleasantly surprised I was at a change in section or meter or whatever it was. Right. I really liked it. Okay. Really liked it a lot.
It had a more fade out ending to it, and John came in one day listening to it and told one of the technicians, and he goes, "Just cut it off." So I don't want it to trail, just cut it off. And that's why it just ends.
Okay, just kind of abruptly ends. Okay.
Yep.
So that's a great one. I love Here Comes the Sun, another sweet, sweet song. I'd heard that before. I would like to explain the meter a little bit, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Do your fans hate this?
No, I've not.
Has anyone said, tell her to stop talking about mixed meter?
No.
Okay. So the other interesting thing is sometimes in music there can be more than one way to do something. So, because I've gone back and forth on this a little bit. So what I originally thought is that the chorus is mostly in 4/4 times. So you're conducting it like that. Okay, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 6/8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2/4 is 1, 2. Okay, so I hear all three of those in the chorus. So I hear Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun. Da 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 da. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 and 2 and 1 2 3 4. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But the weird thing is, you could say it's in 4/4 the whole way.
Yeah.
But just the accents of it are different. So just humor me for a second. Okay. So, because then I started just listening to it a few times. And so if you did it all in 4/4, here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun. Dun 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 dun. I just conducted it in 4 the whole time, but the accents swing different on that, so the placement of it is different. So because you know how crazy a weekend I had. I didn't have time to do this, but what I would like to do is pull up, like I go to musicnotes.com, and there's other websites you can go to, or if I want to buy music for a few dollars because I want to play a cover song or something. I'd be interested to see how it was chosen to be, how the manuscript is, the score of it, as they say. So I'm actually going to do some homework on that. I'm going to get back to you, and even if you don't care, I really want to know the answer.
Yeah.
But that's a great song. I really, really like that song. Whatever the meter is, whatever the Beatles, however they chose to write it out, I'll be curious to know. But it's a great song. Okay.
So because she was looking at Let It Be, and she was listening to the Super Deluxe Edition, so she was confused over all the different stuff that's on there. So just like the Super Deluxe of Let It Be, there's a Super Deluxe of Abbey Road. Oh. And there's several versions of Here Comes the Sun on there too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to that.
Do you have a CD player in the car? You do, don't you?
Yeah.
Because I've got Super Deluxe as a CD, and the CD has more stuff on it than the album. And the CD does have different versions on it.
Okay.
So
maybe I'll borrow it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That sounds good.
Note, it's one of the most covered songs of all time.
That one?
Here Comes the Sun.
Really?
Right? Yeah. It's a huge favorite of most of Beatles fans, but not a huge favorite of mine.
Oh.
I like it, but it's not. It's like Yesterday. Everybody Yesterday has to defend the Beatles, and this is George's song. Here Comes the Sun. It's a great song. It's a good song. I like it. I do. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's one of the ones that if I heard, I don't want to hear it every day of the week.
Yeah.
Or most of them, I listen to them all.
Okay.
But Here Comes the Sun, for some reason,
it's
just not a huge favorite.
I get that. I think it's a sweet song. I think it's a nice, sweet song.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my favorite Beatles song, but I do really like it.
Cool.
Because I'd never heard it before. I really like it. And it also has mixed meter. It also has a combination of 6/8, 2/4, and 4/4. And so again, one of the biggest things I've learned from listening to all these albums is how much mixed meter they used. I just don't know if your average rock band did that. And there's people who are way bigger experts than I am on all the, just classic rock bands or all the rock bands out there. And I know there's some crazy Led Zeppelin stuff with meter and, but bands from this time, I just don't know how many were doing that. And again, I'm not an expert. I really don't know. It's just, I don't know. I was just pleasantly surprised that it wasn't just a bunch of love songs in 4/4 meter. That's all. So,
okay.
So I really liked Because a lot. It's the second song on the album that's in a minor key. So I Want You is minor as well, which is interesting that it's a love song. Maybe not a love song.
Yeah.
Not
really a traditional type, I guess.
Right,
song,
that's right.
It's just,
That's right, yeah. So yeah, I really liked that. I really liked You Never Give Me Your Money. I like the different tempos in it. I don't know if I've heard it before. I put maybe. Again, it's like, have I don't know. I've never sat down to listen to it beginning to end before.
Usually this section of songs, this is called the melody. And it's a lot of stuff that they started and just didn't finish. And when Time Crunch came along, it was kind of sewed it together and made a melody out of it.
Okay.
So a lot of this you don't hear individually on the radio. And you won't hear a whole lot of this because this is side 2.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear a whole lot of side 2 past Here Comes the Sun because it is a melody and it all kind of blends, it goes together. So usually if it's played, they play the whole thing, the whole melody, which takes up a lot of time. So not a lot of stations will play that.
Play the whole thing. Yeah. So, so this is the song that it starts out slow, right? Da 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 da, right? But then the more moderate tempos, da 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 da, right? I liked that a lot. I really did. I like that. It's a happy feel, and I was surprised by the change. And if they didn't have that in there, and it just stuck with the beginning part, I don't know. I don't think I would have liked it quite as much. The Sun King might be my least favorite song on this album. And I don't know why. No? I just didn't connect with it. I didn't hear anything that I really sometimes you just latch on to something you hear, whether it's a melody or whether it's certain instrumentation, and I just wasn't latching on to anything. What's this about?
It's just a song. This one at this
no
period,
backstory.
We're just kind of
we're just putting
songs.
Stuff out there. Okay.
Like I said, someone bled over from the Let It Be sessions, and they're just finding stuff to fill this album out, and it's nothing really special.
Okay. Well, do you like it?
I do. I love the second side. I love the melody thing. I love all the songs. I like how it changes from your slower stuff to your really faster stuff.
Are you talking? No, I'm asking about Sun King.
Yeah, I like that
specifically.
Song. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah, but they're all kind of one because they're all hooked together. So you know what I'm saying? I like Sun King. I like every one of the songs that make up the melody, but it's to me listening to them individually is just kind of okay. It's when they're all together and it's the whole.
But do you mean just when you listen to them one after the other when you say when they're all together? Is that what you mean when you hear them consecutively?
Right.
Okay.
So you're just listening to the Apple app, right?
Yeah.
Now on I used to do like Google Music, and they on stuff like this, if songs went together, they would kind of break it with a little break.
Okay.
Do they do that on there? Or is it all like together?
I feel like I hear both. Okay. I feel like some songs there was Golden Slumbers to Carry That Weight are right into the as if it's the same track.
Yeah.
And I was whoa, what's that? So sometimes yes, but sometimes I don't think so.
Yeah, I like Sun King. I think it's good. I like all these songs.
Okay. So Mean Mr. Mustard was I don't dislike it, but it's definitely not a top song for me on this album. Okay. It's another one of these silly stories to me.
Yeah. The John thing, he likes silly stories.
Okay. But so does Ringo. Yeah. Octopus's Garden a little bit, right? Don't you think? I mean,
Ringo was not a big songwriter.
Yeah.
He didn't really like singing that much. He's just, I just want to play drums. That's all I want to do. And he always says that.
I have to write a song so that I get to play more drums, that's what I'm going to do. Is that the thought process?
I just want to play drums.
Okay. Yeah. Polythene Pam, is that about being kind of a plastic person? Is it about being a fake person? Is it about...
So that one kind of has a backstory. So back in the early 60s when the Beatles were together and they had Pete Best doing drums for them instead of Ringo.
Okay.
And Ringo came in after they got a contract. And they decided they didn't like... George Martin said, I don't like this Pete Best guy. So you have to find another drummer. And then that's when they picked Ringo. So there was this girl, Astrid, and she was a... what they call beatnik back then early.
Yeah.
And they all dressed in that black plastic stuff So it's kind of about her. She was a friend of the Beatles. She took the first pictures of the Beatles that are real famous where they have their leather on and their slick back hair and stuff like that. So she was a big thing to help them get recognized and stuff. So that's kind of a little bit about her because that's how she dressed all the time.
Okay. I like this song. It's a little bit more on the quirky side, not as much as some of the really quirky songs in my opinion. It doesn't have, some great catchy melody, but it's a little bit catchy. It is a little bit catchy and I certainly don't mind it. It's kind of fun.
I like it. There's certain songs like this is one where they speed it up real fast and you got to sing real fast. And I I usually get tripped up a little bit, It's like, yeah. So this is one of those that goes really fast.
So when you listen to these, whether in your car or if you're at home alone or not alone, are you a singer? Like, are you singing all the time?
I do.
Or are you just a listener? You're singing? You're singing? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. She came in through the bathroom window. I feel similar about this one. I liked the beat of it and the feel of it. Just kind of a rock song, but not a hard rock song. But it just seemed like a moderate rock song. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. It's one of the few Beatles songs that has ever been a cover done to it that I really like. I think almost compares to the Beatles. Joe Cocker did it.
Joe Cocker did it?
Yeah, and I think his version is excellent.
Okay.
But yeah, I love this song. I'm
going to listen to that.
It's great.
That
cover. He did quite a few Beatles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Golden Slumbers and Carry That Weight, I really, really like. So the Golden Slumbers melody sounds familiar to me.
It's based on a children's song. A song from England. It's
okay.
Yeah, back from when John was a kid.
It's based off of a children's like story or melody.
No, it was kind of a melody, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because it sounds familiar, and actually, it reminds me of Billy Joel's song.
Oh, okay.
It reminds me of. It might remind me of Good Night. Another like Good Night song. What's that Billy Joel song?
I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of Billy Joel. It'd be Amy.
Okay.
She likes Billy Joel a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I have to think about that. It might be called Lullaby or something like that. But I really like it. It's a beautiful melody. Carry That Weight, I felt, so these did they go together for a particular reason? No. I mean, because it went straight. It just was like, what is this?
They just kind of went through what they had left and stitched it together and said, told the engineers, just do it this way. Play these in this order.
Okay, so I thought Carry That Weight could be its own song. Its own longer song, for sure.
Okay.
I really I'm trying to remember how long that song is. It's not even a song that has verses and a chorus. It doesn't have any of that. It's
like a minute.
Yeah.
Over a minute long.
I think that really could have been something, actually. Just lyrics and just music-wise. I think that could have really turned into something, in my opinion.
Originally, they were all going to be longer songs, but that just kind of...
Yeah.
Well, back over them.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Seems like they were really just done.
Yeah.
So the end, why didn't they end the album with a song called The End?
They did.
Then what's this?
It's a hidden song. So the story behind Her Majesty. So I'll show you on here. I believe this is my first pressing. So this is your song.
You're right.
Album ends with The End.
You're right.
So what happened was when Paul did Her Majesty, he liked it, but he didn't think it was good enough. He wanted to go over it some more and do some more to it, but he didn't know what he wanted to do. So he told the engineer, he said, I want to go back to this song later on. So push it back, because they put everything on tape back then. Mm-hmm. So don't erase it, just push it back, and I'll look at it later. So the engineer put a bunch of blank space in between The End and Her Majesty.
Oh, so people
and so it was kind of pushed back, so there was room to...
I wrote, so it's a quick tempo, but at 1:30, it slows down. Why so much silence at the end of the song? That's why I took note of it. Yeah. Okay. Because people thought it was finished.
So they just pushed it back, and Paul's like, I'll go back to it later.
Uh-huh.
And then he forgot about it. The engineer didn't mark it on the tape. He left it completely marked off of the tape. So when they went to press this album, and they decided, okay, we're done. Just press it the way it is. Mm-hmm. They pressed it on the vinyl. They forgot Her Majesty was further down there. So when people started buying the album and they listened to it and they didn't get up right away and pick the needle up and they kept playing, all of a sudden, doom, Her Majesty's...
I could see fans being so jazzed about that, right? I'm really excited about that. It wasn't very long, if I remember correctly, but it's something.
Yeah.
But it's something, yeah.
Just a little... He wanted to do Paul wanted to do a bigger song, a little more to it. It's just, like I said, they put it further down. They said, do it later, and they forgot about it.
Yeah.
because it wasn't marked on the tape, so I just kind of forgot about it. And when they decided they were done, yeah. And then it popped up on her. Yeah.
Okay,
so
fun
if you look like the
lesson
American
learned.
one, you'll see the American one will say Her Majesty on it.
Okay.
Because because this came out earlier in the UK than America.
Okay.
So, and then they had to go back and repress these covers so that it showed Her Majesty on it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why that song's on there.
So cool.
Yep.
Well, overall, it's a great album. Really like so many of the songs.
And weirdly enough, The End features the last time the Beatles were together as a band in the studio.
They have so many interesting,
and everything.
so many interesting little Beatles facts.
The Beatles never did a lot of it. They did solos, but not like a grand production. That's why Eric was brought in to do it. And they told Ringo, "How you feel about doing a drum solo? I want to do a drum solo." And he goes, "I don't do drum solos." He didn't like them. I don't do them. I just want to play. He said, "My job as a drummer is to keep the beat for the boys, and just keep the beat. That's all I do. That's all I do. He did nothing fancy. Just it's not that I can't do fancy. I just don't want to."
Was he just saying that?
That's what he said.
I mean, come on. If people can do fancy, they want to be fancy.
He never did it though, and even his solo stuff, he does not have fancy drumming on it. You see him in concert.
He can't.
No, he can. I believe he can.
Okay.
You see him in concert, he doesn't do anything fancy. He just he's up there keeping the beat, and that's all he wants to do.
Okay.
So
that's like if I said I could play some kick-ass guitar solos, but I just don't want to.
Well, I believe Ringo. I do. Why wouldn't you do it? You know. So.
I mean, if you can, you do. Just saying.
Some people are that way. Some people are not kind of modest about things.
Okay,
so,
Jack.
They asked him to do it, and he said, "No, I don't really want to do it." So Paul finally talked him into it. He said, "Okay, fine, I'll do one."
Okay.
So it came to The End, and that was going to be. They pretty much figured that was going to be it for them. Was that song? It's just weird. It's The End.
Yeah.
You know, and so they all have a guitar solo, 4-second guitar solo, which repeats 3 times.
Okay.
On The End, it's George, John, Paul, John, George, and Paul. I believe was the order. And they do it 3 times in that order.
Okay.
And that's like 4 seconds each time, and that's it. And then Ringo does the drum solo.
Okay.
So when they went to do The End, they knew it was pretty much done. John definitely knew he was done. So Yoko was always, since the White Album, I told you, she was in the studio. She always lurking around everything they did. If you watch the Let It Be movie, documentary, whatever it is, she's there the whole time. She never left his side. And John's like, would explain it like when people's like, why was she always there? It's like, it's like when you go home after work and you tell your wife, hey, here's what I did today at work. I don't have to do that because she's there. She knows what I did today,
Yeah.
So they were just in that phase where, and so he told, this is one time when they were going down to the studio and John grabbed his, and this is what they say. This is what they say. He said, so John got his guitar and he said, stay here. He didn't let her go in the studio. He said, stay here today. Today I just want to be me and the boys. I'll be back in a minute. And, sorry. I get a little choked up by that. I don't know why I do. But anyway, so she stayed there and he went down and they did the song and walked out. And that was that for them.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's weird.
That was really the end.
That's what it was, the end.
That's so fascinating.
That's the story. That's the story behind the end.
The name of that song was truly the end.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah. So that was really awesome.
Yeah.
That and another thing that I really love too is just, it was not coincidence they set it up that way, but on Let It Be, they do get back and John says, thank you, I hope you enjoyed the audition, and that was originally not supposed to be the end of the album, but they moved it to Phil Spector, the guy who produced it, moved to the end of the album. I thought that really kind of capped that off, being as this is officially the last Beatles album to come out. I thought that was kind of really at the very first song they did when they did Get Back, it was first, and he did that. But he was messing around. But I thought it was cool that was moved to the end. So but anyway,
absolutely.
So yes, that's the story behind the end, and John knew it was it, and he just wanted to be those guys for one last time.
Wow. Good for him for recognizing that, you know?
It is. It's great.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's Abbey Road. That's the story on that. Like I said, there's nothing fantastic backstories like some of the other stuff, but it's a great album. It's one of the most popular albums of all time.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It's hard to say what people consider to be the best Beatles album because some people change. You know, it'd be Abbey Road one day and White Album the next day.
Yeah.
It's always been a White Album for me. The album just really, I love the diversity of the songs on there, and the album's always really stuck with me.
Yeah.
So I just love that one the most of all the Beatles albums for,
Yeah.
whatever reason. But this is a great album side too. It's just fantastic. I love the melody. It just all blends together so good.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the end and they have that deal where all together and they're, you could just see them doing it. It's pretty cool. So that's it. That is that. And that would be the last time
Come
the
have
Beatles
your YouTube debut. Come here. Come here.
He said, I'm shy, Mom.
Come on. Here, come over here.
Come here, buddy.
We're going to say goodbye.
Come on.
Look at this little stinker. Okay. He doesn't want to be on TV.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But he's so cute though.
He is so cute. Man. So relationship was hard earned too. Let me.
That's
tell
right.
You. It was. But it was worth it because he's so adorable.
We think he's cute. Okay.
All right, so that's all we got for that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And Kelly gets a chance. She'll listen to a regular version of Let It Be and Yellow Submarine.
That's right.
And then we'll finish this up.
We'll do it.
So, all right, it's been fun. I got to tell you what. It's a personal thing. I got to tell you, this has been fun for me. This has been cool.
Awesome.
This has been so cool. I never thought you would do this. When I asked you, I told Amy she's going to back out of it because she's not going to want to do it. She's like, I'm not doing this silly little YouTube thing. And, and I don't know. And when you first started, you were kind of a little reserved. And when you gotten into it, I love now you're into it. And you're really liking the songs. You're finding stuff you like. You don't know you like it.
I'm an extrovert, but I've never done an episode like a YouTube or a podcast or anything like that. So even though I'm a musician who performs and I, as you know, have done, public speaking at all of these various events or fundraisers, I've never done something like this, because I'm used to it now, but at first well, how much do I make eye contact and how much do I look at you? And what if I, my words aren't coming out well, but so it's been a great experience for me. I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad we have at least one more that we're going to do. And it's been really fun. And I've learned so much.
It's good.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad. I've seen that your appreciation of the Beatles has grown, and that's really awesome too.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So we were just over with the kids last night, and they were singing Yellow Submarine. And
come on, that's got to make your heart just explode.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I've been informed I'm the favorite grandpa. Third time.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's great.
But I bet you are. I'm not surprised.
But I'm glad that you've done this with me. This has been so awesome, and this is just cool. I can't wait to do the next one with you and see how you like those.
Yeah.
The last two albums that we got to go through.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
awesome.
All right, so that's all we got this time. Another long one. I usually don't have such a long one.
It's a really long one. But this was chock full of good stuff, I think.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And I think Let It Be might be that way, too.
Okay.
Listen to the regular version. So
okay.
We'll see.
All right.
All righty. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Subscribe. He's got something to say now. So, yeah, subscribe to the channel. I hope you like these videos going forward. I hope you like the videos I do. Look back at some of my older ones. You might like some of those, especially the ones with Kelly. She makes them more interesting.
Thanks.
Anyway, so that's all I got for you. As usual, sprinkle a little love out there because we need a little love and a lot of little love, that's for sure. And you got time, do one good deed today for somebody. Doesn't matter who, anybody. Buy them a cup of coffee. Tell them their hair looks nice. It doesn't matter, whatever. Just something to make somebody's life a little bit better today. Because that's what it's about, making people's lives better. Making them feel better about themselves. So that's it. That's all I got. Thanks a lot. See you next time, and I appreciate it. See you later. Bye.